Welcome everybody. Hello. Just playing some mood music before we begin. So just relax. Let the music take you to another place.
Is this Haitian music? Is it Haitian?
Emily Michelle, one of the greatest. Is anybody here for the first time? Just wave so I can welcome you. Welcome Donna, Dave. Anyone else here for the first time? Shirley Snyderman, welcome. Anyone else here for the first time? Marcia, welcome. And welcome back to those who've been here before. We're going to do this differently today. If anybody would like to check in, wave or just unmute yourself and say hello if you'd like to. Or you can just listen to the music. Susan, you want to say hello?
Good to see everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Stephen, Simon, Barbara.
Hi, everybody.
Is anybody joining us from outside of Los Angeles? Anybody not in Los Angeles here? No?
All right, let's do it.
Yes, I'm in Simi Valley.
Where are you?
Simi Valley.
Oh, welcome. What's your name?
Thank you. Kenneth.
Welcome, Kenneth. Thanks for joining us.
My brother Larry will be joining from Pittsburgh.
Oh, I went to school in Pittsburgh.
Oh, you'll have to tell him. Where'd you go?
Yeah, Carnegie Mellon.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that work there, he knows, that are
Okay.
involved.
Have to look for him when he gets
Uh,
here.
His name is Larry Lobel.
Is he an actor, writer? Is he involved?
No, he's neither. He's retired now.
Do you visit him often there?
I used to, but not this year. We do Thanksgiving there every year.
Wow.
And so we've already canceled it.
Everyone there was very friendly. I met a lot of very nice people while I was there.
He's involved with, I don't mean he's an actor, but he does a lot with the public theater in Pittsburgh. And so we watch Pitt Playtime sometimes. And I'll remind him we're on because of the time difference.
Yeah.
Is it possible to close out that music?
I can turn it down.
It's like that for me. I would appreciate it.
Oh, no, don't shut it down. It's too good.
It's a little hard to hear you with the music on.
I'm just saying hello. I'll fade it out in a minute. We'll get
No,
started.
no, leave it on, leave it on.
Hi, Joanne. Hi, Terry. Started, I'll just remind you all, when we are ready to start the show, just make sure that you are muted, and you can do that on the bottom left portion of your screen. You can mute yourself. And when we start, if you could also take yourself off video, and that's right next to the mute. You can take yourself off video. I'll remind you again. And I would also suggest, when we start the show, to make sure you're on speaker view. So on the top right corner of your screen, you'll see either gallery view or speaker view. So if you switch to speaker view, which you can do now actually, that way you'll only see whoever is speaking and you won't have to see everybody else.
Tell me again where the speaker view is.
It should be on the top
I
right.
see full screen view and gallery view, but I don't see
So
speaker.
hit gallery view, it'll switch to speaker view.
I see I did gallery view. Okay, I don't know speaker view, but that's okay, I guess. Okay.
Got it?
Hit it again, Susan. Hit it again.
Hit what again?
Go up to that little square with all the dots.
Okay. Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Now I see everybody.
Now hit it again, and you won't see.
Okay.
Click it again, and you
I
should.
did.
And so, what do you see now?
I see everybody, and now I see you and a few people on the side.
Okay, that's probably right because I'm talking. So I'm not going to talk anymore.
Whoever speaks, you see me, and then everyone else is kind of on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got it.
Okay, let me mute again so you don't hear me.
So welcome everyone to Saturday Matinees. Turn my music off. Welcome. My name is France-Luce Benson. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator at the Fountain Theater, and I'm the host of Saturday Matinees. We've been doing this every Saturday. I can't believe it's been since March, I think, when we went into lockdown. And it's really, it's been a way for us to stay connected to all of you, the friends of the Fountain, our audience members, subscribers. We miss seeing you at the theater. We look forward to seeing you back there again, but it's been wonderful to see you here every week. And today we have a special treat. I've been very inspired and moved by the young, I can't believe I'm saying the young people, but I guess I'm older now. The young people who've been out on the front lines protesting and really leading this movement. And it's a movement. It's a worldwide movement. And when I think of them, I'm just so moved and inspired. And some of you may know that I've been writing a trilogy about the Haitian Revolution. My family is Haitian. It's a story that I've always wanted to tell. It's one of the greatest uprisings in world history. It's how Haiti became Haiti. It became the first independent Black nation in the world. And watching the images of this young generation out in the streets leading this uprising reminds me that the enslaved Africans who led the Haitian Revolution, they were young. They were in their 20s, some younger, and decided that they were going to challenge not just France, but Spain, the United States, England, the entire colonized world, and they defeated them. And it took 10 years and a great deal of effort. And so I thought this would be a great time to honor both those who are part of this uprising right now and all of the people in the past in every country who have ever stood up against an oppressive system. So this is my tribute to them. We're going to hear excerpts from my play today. And before we start, as always, if you're here for the first time, I usually start this program. I like to share a little bit of inspiration from writers and thinkers that I really admire. So today I'm going to share actually just a little bit from this book, Avengers of the New World by Laurent Dubois. And it's a great book about the Haitian Revolution. And there are a couple of passages that are so relevant to what we're seeing today that I thought it would be great to share them. So, the Haitian Revolution represented the most radical political transformation of the age of revolution that stretched from the 1770s to the 1830s. They were also the most concrete expression of the idea that the rights proclaimed in France's 1789 Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizens were indeed universal. They could not be quarantined in Europe or prevented from landing in the ports of the colonies, as many had argued they should be. The slave insurrection of San Domingue led to the expansion of citizenship beyond radical barriers, despite the massive political and economic investment in the slave system at the time. If we live in a world in which democracy is meant to exclude no one, it is in no small part because of the actions of those slaves in San Domingue who insisted that human rights were theirs too. And I just have to emphasize that at that time, much like now, people could not imagine a world without slavery. It was what was driving the profits of slavery were pretty much driving most of the world, and people could not imagine dismantling that system. Another passage that I want to share. Since the moment slaves rose up in San Domingue in 1791, accounts of the revolution have focused a great deal on its violence. The fact that some of the atrocities in the Haitian Revolution were committed by insurgent slaves and later by Black officers and troops has made them the object of fascination and intensive debate. Many writers have felt the need to answer for the violence of one or another party. Did one side commit horrors first and others only in retaliation? Were the atrocities of the slave insurgents merely responses to those of the slave owners? Political violence was a major feature of the Haitian Revolution, as it was of all other revolutions before and since. The Haitian Revolution deserves a reading that places the violence in context, acknowledges its complexity, and does not use it as a way to avoid confronting the ideological and political significance of the ideals and ideas it generated. Again, it's just so apropos, people focusing on the looting and the property damage without considering the nuances and complexities. So the last passage I'm gonna share before we begin, the impact of the Haitian Revolution was enormous. As a unique example of successful Black revolution, it became a crucial part of the political, philosophical, and cultural currents of the 18th and 19th centuries. By creating a society in which all people of all colors were granted freedom and citizenship, the Haitian Revolution forever transformed the world. It was a central part of the destruction of slavery in the Americas, and therefore a crucial moment in the history of democracy, one that laid the foundation for the continuing struggles for human rights everywhere. In this sense, we are all descendants of the Haitian Revolution and responsible to these ancestors. So with that, I am very happy to share just a few excerpts from my play, Deux Femmes on the Edge de la Revolution. Act 1, Scene 1. Lights rise on the forest of Bois Caïman. Offstage, a pig snorts and squeals as it is slaughtered. Freda enters dancing.
E bomba hyo kanga bafiote, kanga mundele, kanga dokila, kangali. E bambo he kanga bafiote, kanga mundele, kanga dokila, kangali.
Makandal enters, performing a series of acrobatic moves.
Monsieur est
Yeah. Hop. Ho.
He leaps in the air, landing at Freda's feet.
Crack.
You are too early. I have not yet come to this.
Oh, pardon. You know, I have a gift. I'm able to predict the future.
Yes, I am well aware of your many talents, Makandal. Your leadership, bravery, contribution to the revolution.
And do not forget my virility.
May I finish?
Of course.
Imagine a land where celestial spirits linger in the water, in the mountains, in the soil. Soil so rich that it came to be known as the jewel of the Antilles. This is the story of our creation. Creek. Creek.
Oh, was that my cue? Pardon. Crack.
Go on.
Yes. On the island of San Domingue. Santo Domingo. Oh, yes. Pardon. On the island that we now know as Haiti.
Haiti.
You know it as Haiti. We know it as the island of mountains.
Haiti.
Long before it came to be, the good and noble Araucan Indians,
the Taínos,
lived in harmony with land and sea. We danced, we loved.
We? TRTC?
Of course, I was here. My spirit has always been and will always be here. Like you. Yes.
For eternity.
They dance, creating a symbol on the ground.
This verb represents the spirit of our ancestors, the Taínos, Ewe, Yoruba, and Congo. We will never forget what was done to you by the Spanish.
And the French.
Oh, the French.
They desecrated the land.
And the people for hundreds.
And hundreds.
And hundreds of years. Enslaving more Africans than anywhere in the world. Warriors, kings, queens, chieftains.
Among them, the greatest chief that ever lived. Makandal. Yes, that's me. Makandal.
Yes, that's you. Monsieur et Mesdames, I present to you the great leader of la Révolution, Makandal.
Oh, this is when I was supposed to do the... Oh, pardon.
Makandal exits. A moment passes. He charges on just as he did at the top, everything exactly the same, complete with the acrobatic moves, again ending at Freda's feet.
Makandal, before Boukman, before Toussaint, before Dessalines, Auguet, Hyacinthe, Rigaud, there was Makandal. Like many of the African nobility dragged here against their will, Makandal took one look at his master, laughed out loud and said,
This is some bullshit.
And faster than it took for the leather whip to reach his ebony skin, Macadal was gone, using his incredible strength and skill to escape to the mountains. It was there, in the mountains, that Macadal formed the Maroons.
Liberté.
The Maroons set out to poison their masters, burn down their plantations,
Liberté.
and in their free time, drink wine, father children,
Here and there.
and everywhere. Macadal had many lovers.
Well, what can I say?
He bore many heirs. One son had another whose name was
Bertrand.
a fine name.
For a fine man. A man who would be.
We will come to this soon enough.
Yes, please.
Macadal formed the Maroons, started a revolution, bore many children.
Not that many. Well, maybe.
Until the tragic day he was buried alive.
He starts to exit.
But his spirit would live on.
He turns back.
No, you go.
Exits.
His spirit would live on in Boukma.
Boukman enters.
Bomba here, kanga bafyote, kanga mundele, kanga dokila, kangali. Here is where we will begin. August 1791, midnight. A storm ragis through le Cap. Duty Boukman leads his followers into the forest of Bois Caïman, and with the spirit of Macadal commanding him, and Cécile Fatiman guiding him, he sacrifices a pig, drinks from the blood, and proclaims, bomba here, kanga bafyote, bomba here, kanga bafyote.
Our God, who is good to us, orders us to revenge our wrongs. He will direct our arms and aid us. Listen to the voice of liberty, which speaks in the hearts of us all.
And with those words, the revolution begins.
Our revolution.
Yes, ours. You see, as the slaves in Haiti were fighting for their freedom, the French
the French
continued to fight for theirs.
Liberté, égalité.
Bullshit! France wanted freedom for herself, even though before
And after,
the French roasted the feet of slaves who tried to run away,
poured hot wax and sugar over open wounds,
or fed them to dogs who fought over fingers and toes. The Grand Blancs
big whites,
in Haiti were notoriously cruel.
and the women.
Ooh la la, the French women were famously
Bertrand!
thirsty.
Lights rise on Valentine.
Valentine Archambault. A piece of work.
Piece of ass.
You would know.
Touché. But she would never compare to Cécile.
No one could ever compare to the loyal
And royal
Cécile Fatiman. On that fateful night at Bois Caïman, Cécile and her Julie, Freda,
that's me, but just call me Frida.
became one.
Together we blessed every woman, man, and child with the power of 10,000 sons.
The power of the Taínos, the power of the universe.
The power to whoop some big white ass. Cécile had this power within her.
Well, Valentine also had this power in her dreams.
You see, while Cécile was stolen from her throne in Afrique,
Valentine was scraped from the gutters of Paris.
Cécile's father, a wise chief who sacrificed his precious princess to preserve his tribe.
Valentine's father? A miscreant who would sell his own soul for a pair of shoes.
But he sold Valentine instead into marriage with a plantation master here in Cap Français. But when she arrived, it seemed there was nothing Valentine could do to arouse his affection. To him, she was merely property. And so Valentine felt a kinship to the enslaved nobility who attended to her.
And despised her.
Something about them intrigued Valentine,
Awakened something deep inside of her.
causing her to feel ill
Uncertain.
and always thirsty.
Lights shift as Freda and Bookman exit. Scene 2. Valentine tosses and turns in bed.
Oui.
Valentine wakes up in a cold sweat. She sniffs the empty pitcher beside her.
Ugh. Are you sure this is medicine, Cécile? My head is full of stones. Cécile? Cécile, wake up! I demand to know what you put in this.
The space at the foot of her bed where Cécile sleeps is empty.
Cécile, où vas-tu?
He rushes to the terrace.
Cécile!
A vicious pack of dogs bark.
Bertrand.
A man screams as dogs attack him. Valentine shuts the terrace doors, grabs her sheets, and hides in a corner.
Bon Dieu, forgive me. Forgive Bertrand. Have mercy on us.
The wind blows the doors wide open.
Ah, please, bon Dieu, do not let me die alone in this miserable, cursed land.
Freda enters.
This land is not cursed, and you, ma chérie, are not alone.
Cécile?
Oh no, chérie, I am much nicer than Cécile.
Who are you? Where is Cécile?
She's with Bertrand.
My Bertrand.
Oh, Bertrand does not belong to you, and Cécile does not belong to you. You cannot own another person. You of all people should know this, yes? Do you belong to Maître Donatien?
Oui. He is my husband?
Ugh, you stupid girl. That means nothing. You are free to do as you please, with anyone you please, but you already know this, eh?
No.
Girl, please. You and Bertrand was,
Shh! You know? Who else knows? Does Cécile know? Everyone will know.
Freda slaps her.
Calm yourself, for God's sake. No one knows except for me, and I know everything. So you allowed yourself to feel pleasure. There is no harm in that. It was your own personal revolution, like the one that will soon begin.
No. The revolution that's been happening for some time. We lost our home, our title, our wealth, and I was sent here as Papa's only hope to...
No, you stupid girl. I am not talking about your revolution. I am talking about our revolution here in San Domingue.
Ici?
The biggest revolution the world will ever see. These brave men and women have swallowed the suffering of too many, eh? After tonight, they will march with all of those spirits behind them, and they will not stop until the island is covered in red.
Red?
Blood. Blood in the mountains, blood in the sea, and fire. Fire everywhere until every home is underground. Oh, did I frighten you? Come, let me comfort you. There. I will stay with you as long as you like. Would you like that?
I don't know.
Do you not like me? I like you. Oh, you're trembling.
The dogs are barking so loud tonight. I thought it was a nightmare, but then I heard a man scream. Is it another massacre?
Every day and every night. Some you see, some you don't. And there will never be justice. But no worry, hein? Cécile and Bertrand are safe.
Where are they? What are they doing out this late?
Silly girl, what do you think they are doing? I am sorry, my love. You are not silly. You are funny. Yes, that's it. Amusant and très. Très joli.
You think I'm pretty?
Absolument. And me?
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
I know. Comment t'appelles-les?
Valentine, et tu?
Ah, they call me Freda.
Freda, like
Erzuli.
Erzuli Freda.
You know me.
I have heard Cécile call you by your name.
Oh, I belong to Cécile.
Belong? But you say that
this is something different. You would not understand. Cécile and I have a special connection. She is a mambo, eh? And in order for her to do God's work, she must speak to me.
God's work?
Our gods, the lois. When someone is in need, if they are ill like you have been, or heartbroken like you are, Bertrand, may I ask how many times have you been with him?
Deux.
Two? And you've fallen in love already? Girl, you must do better than this. Maybe I can help you, huh? You would like to be with him again, huh? But tonight he is with Cécile, yes?
Yes.
You want to know what they are doing?
No. I hate her.
Oh, you silly girl. You do not hate Cécile. You envy her. And not because she's so beautiful, so strong, and so clever. You hate her because she can do things that you cannot. C'est la vie. But what if I showed you how to do a few things, eh? I can show you how to make him come to you and come for you every single time. What do you say?
Yes, please.
Très bien.
Freda leans in to kiss her.
What are you doing?
Oh, I am going to show you how to possess him.
You said I can never possess him.
I said he will never belong to you. Possession is another story. I can show you what to do to keep him inside you forever. Huh? Is this not what you want?
Inside me?
Forever.
Yes, please.
Oh, tell me again.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Once more.
Yes, please.
Freda kisses her.
Is that nice? Now you do the same to me, huh? Go on.
Valentine kisses Freda.
Very nice. Now, what if I told you that my hands were magic, that each one of my fingers had unimaginable powers?
What kind of powers?
Well, some men need to feel that there is something that you have deep inside of you that they need to live. Not just today, huh? Forever.
You can do this.
You have no idea what my hands can do. One touch can fill you with pleasure beyond your wildest dreams.
One touch?
One touch. May I?
Yes, please.
Freda kisses Valentine on the lips and slides her fingers under her slip. Lights fade to black. Scene 3.
Madame Valentine. Madame Valentine.
Lights rise the next morning.
Valentine Archambault. You do not hear me calling you?
Cécile enters with a pitcher of water and pours it over Valentine.
Merde! Are you mad?
Get up. The whole town can hear you.
Where have you been?
What is it to you?
Those dogs become wolves in the night.
I'm surprised you can hear anything over all that. Ah!
I was having a nightmare.
Nightmare, eh? I have a good remedy for nightmares.
More poison?
Pardon?
This thing you made for me, it's poison. My skin is still...
Still what?
Well, it was burning a lot.
And your mouth? Can you swallow with no pain?
C'est impossible.
And you say I want to poison you. Silly girl, come take your bath.
What did you call me?
Eh?
Just now. You called me a silly girl.
Pardon. I meant stupid. Dépêche-toi.
Valentine steps in the tub.
It is too cold.
Sit. You're cold because you leave these doors open all night. No wonder everyone can hear you.
It was the wind. And I do not know how you can hear anything over those terrible dogs. I was worried sick for you. And you treat me so badly.
I treat you badly.
You know what I mean. I was afraid that you and Bertrand were...
Bertrand! You were afraid for Bertrand.
I care for him, like I care for you. And I prayed for you both.
I do not need your prayers. And neither does Bertrand. He is nothing to you. And to him, you're just another French bitch. Oh, of all the French bitches in the world, I get stuck with you. Drink this rum. It will calm your nerves.
It smells.
Suit yourself.
Cecile drinks it.
Must you stand there? Don't you have anything better to do?
Would Madame like some tea?
Fine.
Will Madame take her tea downstairs or shall I bring it up, Madame?
Why do you despise me?
I will bring it up.
What happened, Cecile? You were so kind when I first arrived. And now? Is it because I've been so ill? Am I too much work?
You are the least of my concerns.
Cecile tosses her a towel.
Where do you think you are going?
To fetch your tea.
No. Help me with my dress.
You can take care of yourself from now on.
Cecile! Do not walk away when I... Cecile!
Valentine throws the pitcher across the room.
Have you lost your head?
I want to know where you were last night.
Pardon?
I demand you to tell me where you were.
Demand?
Oui. I should know where you are and what you are doing at all times.
Et pourquoi ça?
Because you are my...
What? What am I really to you? Dis-moi.
You have to obey.
Obey.
You belong.
Belong.
Damn it. I own you.
Like hell.
Valentine raises her hand to slap Cecile, but Cecile catches her hand and twists it behind her back.
If you ever lay a hand on me, I will rip it off and feed it to those dogs.
How dare you assault me like that? If I were to tell my husband...
Do it. Your husband is a joke.
My husband would
you
have you...
no idea what he would do.
I know that he would not be pleased.
Let's tell him and find out. And we can also tell him what you have done. With Bertrand, then you will see what kind of man your husband really is.
I know what kind of man he is. It was not my choice.
Oh, pauvre petite madame.
I am not asking for your pity. You know, I am not such an imbecile, and I am not heartless. I have compassion for you. And I know what your people suffer from.
Are we?
Yes. This is why I was so worried last night. I know what it means when the dogs bark like that.
No, you don't.
I do. I do. Was it someone close to you?
They are all close to me. This is what your people will never comprehend, because the hearts of your people are not constructed like ours. They are all my brothers, all my sisters, my fathers and mothers. The man they killed yesterday, an Afrique, he would be a king. His father was a great warrior and medicine man. Me, my grand-mère, was a queen. This is why I have no regard for what any piece of paper says I am worth. I know who I am. And yes, when the dogs bark like this, they have been ordered to kill. Your husband has dogs because he is not man enough to draw blood himself. But you know all about his manhood, eh? They will kill another man this afternoon. You should go and watch with the others. Your husband will order one of us to take a machete and remove a finger or an ear. And as the dog begins to salivate, they will watch this man writhe in pain and watch the dogs become mad with hunger. Then they will release. The audience will gasp. Some will applaud. Some laugh. Laugh as the dogs eat a man alive. A warrior, a chief, a father, a son, a mother's son will be fed to a pack of wild, dirty animals. And you see, madame, while you lay here touching yourself, you have no idea of the evil we face every day. I have seen death. I have tasted death, and I will happily die myself before I ever belong to you. So if you want to tell your husband what I have done, go ahead. The death he will soon face is far worse than anything he could ever do to me. Mark my word, his day of reckoning soon come, madame. Sooner than you think, eh? You want to know where I was last night? I was with Bertrand and Boukmont at Bois Caïmont. I asked Freda and Dambala and Legba and Shango to give me their blessing. And they said yes. God is good, and he wants you to seek revenge. Aibobo! And we drank the blood of a pig, and we danced, and we sang, bomba, konga batote, konga mundele, konga dokila, konga li.
Cecile, what are you doing? What is happening to you?
Cecile dances in circles around Valentine. Freda possesses her.
Valentine, ma fleur.
Cecile?
It's Freda. You have forgotten me already. C'est impossible. The way you carried on.
That's enough, Cecile.
I am not Cecile. I am Freda. Cecile is long gone, eh? And now, Valentine, you will have to choose what to believe. This land will be set to flames, and only the righteous, chosen descendants of our homeland will survive. If your blood does not also flow in Afrique, you will burn.
Freda scratches Valentine's face and shows her the blood on her finger.
What do you think? Bitter or sweet?
Who are you? What have you done to Cecile?
Forget Cecile. Forget Bertrand, this home, this place, everything. San Domingue est fini. Comprends, Valentine? Now, whose blood is this, eh? Answer me.
I want to go home.
Valentine vomits as lights fade. Off stage, a pig snorts and squeals. Scene 4, a mountainside. Lights rise on Bertrand with a flask in his hand. He pours some on the ground before taking a swig. He swishes it in his mouth, then spits it out. It exits his mouth in a cloud of smoke. He bows his head in prayer. Cecile enters quietly, unnoticed.
Ezelio achade lwa mwen dambale wedo sawedo Ezelio achade lwa mwen dambale wedo sawedo. So it begins.
We attack just before dawn. We will start here in Cape Francais and work our way to Montrouge.
And then?
We keep going, one by one, freedom or death.
Freedom.
She pulls out a necklace from her blouse, places it in the palm of his hand.
What is it?
A charm, made from a lock of my hair, bark from the hibiscus tree where we first.
I remember.
And there's also my blood, your blood, and the blood from the pig.
Oh, very nice.
It will protect you. I have the same. This way we are bound. And one day, if it is God's will, we will be bound by something much, much deeper.
She tries to kiss him.
Wait. If I die.
You will not. The charm is strong, eh?
If I die, Legba will not carry me over unless I let you know that there are
What?
This thing I must tell you. Shai,
I know.
No, you don't. You do not understand. I have betrayed.
You do not need to say it. I already know.
I need to know that you understand what I am saying.
You have been with her, Valentine. Twice? I know it was not. He forced you, yes? Monsieur Ochambeau? He forced you to do things with her and him. Petron, did he?
This I won't say.
Touch you? Petron, look at me. Do not be ashamed. Did he?
Faute diable. He is worse than a devil. From someplace beneath hell, the first time he must have poisoned me. I woke up in chains with her hands on. He forced her to touch me, telling her what to do while he did the same to himself, all the time with his eyes on me. Not on her, eh? On me. Whispering my name. And he used those same hands, those filthy hands, the same hands he used to kill our people, beat our people, the same hands he used to touch himself, he used on me. His mouth smelled like pig shit. His teeth, it's all the time whispering, Bertrand, Bertrand, Bertrand. Forcing her over me, pushing her face, her body over me until I could not breathe. Then
Bertrand.
He forced himself.
Oh, chérie.
Still whispering, Bertrand. Bertrand. I hear it all the time now, Bertrand, Bertrand.
Cecile kisses him.
Dande, eh? Tomorrow is a new day. One by one, they will burn. They will hang. They will suffer 10 times what we suffer. And chérie, I will take care of him myself. I will make him a poison that will eat away at him slowly. Demons will whisper their way into his soul, then exit his body, teeth first. He will feel each cut as they eat him alive. He will suffer, my chérie. I will make him suffer.
He kisses her, reaches under her blouse, slides his hand over her body.
Wait. Tell me the truth.
Always.
You said it was twice, no?
Yes.
The second time, was he there?
No.
I see. So you
I wanted
were
to kill him. I took my machete and imagined how I would do it. Which part would I take first? How long would I let him agonize before I cut another piece? But as I made my way to the house, I heard his voice, Bertrand, Bertrand, and I knew that killing him would not make it stop, that he would haunt me forever. So instead, I made my way to you, to beg you for a remedy, anything to stop my mind from tormenting me. But then, I would have to tell you. And if I told you, you would know that I am not a man. I am nothing. I could not face you, so I went to the top of the mountain in Milo. I asked the wind to push me and the ocean to pull me to the bottom, but when I looked down, I saw your face and an ocean of tears. How could I leave you? But how could I face you? The shame was so heavy. I could not carry it alone another moment, so I went to her. She was the only person I could face. As soon as she saw me, she wept tears of shame. And I thought, why must I carry this shame? Why not her? She could cry those tears for the rest of her life for all I cared. I thought I could leave it with her. All the shame would leave my body and stay with her, and somehow it would all dissolve in her miserable, useless tears. So I gave her what she wanted. And I could feel the shame leave my body. But a moment later, it was there again and again and again and again, like a weed, over and over. There seemed to be no end. And now I betrayed you. For what? I told her I would never come back. She would never see me again. I went back to the mountain and asked Legba for guidance. He said I would only find my peace in the truth. He said, no matter what happens tomorrow, I will never be free if I did not tell you what I've done. I understand if you do not want me, won't touch me, won't look at me.
She kisses him. She breaks down and she holds him as he cries. Once he settles down, she looks him in the eyes.
And now, the shame, is it still there?
No.
You were right to tell me. Shame can only exit the body through the heart.
He lifts her up and carries her off as lights fade. Act 1, Scene 6. Valentine in bed wakes up startled.
Bertrand! Bertrand! I wish you were him. That he was you. Your skin makes me whole. His skin is a poison that pulls everything out from inside of me. Every time I see him, I hear him, I am sick. In the night, he snorts like a pig. Some nights he cries. He cries and he snorts. And then he goes to the stables where the men sleep. I followed him once. He stares and sweats. And his breath is heavy like an animal. And those dogs of his, in the morning their mouths are covered with blood, flesh hanging from their teeth. He comes home smelling like dogs and blood and flesh of men and women, snorting like a pig. If what they say is true, if tomorrow the rebels will burn the plantations and cut the heads of their masters, kill him first. Can you hear me, Bertrand? Bertrand! Bertrand!
Hunters.
Bertrand! Oh, Bertrand! Enough!
Freda!
Did you expect him to stay here all night? He's gone. And he's never coming back.
You said he'd stay forever.
I said he'd stay inside you forever. That is done. Look. On that big stone, what do you see?
Is that me? Huh. No, no. She has my eyes, my nose, my lips, but the way the sun bathes in her skin, her hair, her cheeks. She's beautiful. A lioness looking out on her kingdom.
Look down at the river.
Children. Oh, look how they shine. Each one so unique. What is that?
He is coming. Tell me what you see.
A man with pale gray skin. He has a bounty of fruit. Now the lioness eats. She eats and eats and eats and her belly. Stop, huh? Look at how full her belly is. She cannot see her feet. Why won't she stop? She will be sick. She looks as if she's... No, where is he taking her?
To San Domingue.
Here?
Close your eyes.
His skin is so cold.
What do you see?
Soiled boots marching off. The children are crying in their distance. Black, blue water. Hundreds of us pressed tightly together, shivering until someone... It's her, the lioness. She is... No.
You know what you must do, eh?
My head is full of stones. I don't know what is real anymore.
I am real. I am inside you with him. My voice is your voice. My hands are your hands. From now on, you will always have this power to heal me, to speak to me, to possess me, just like you're her.
Like who? Like...
And with San Domingue, when San Domingue is no longer, this island will be named Haiti, beautiful land of mountains. The devils will work to curse our land for centuries to come, centuries of injustice, oppression, and corruption. Storms will tear us from the roots. The earth will shake. They will fill the rivers with disease, but despite all of this, we will persevere. But only if he survives.
He? Who?
His firstborn son.
Bertrand? Am I...
Valentine falls asleep.
Only if he survives.
Freda exits Cecile's body.
In the midst of an uprising, you are fast asleep. Ah, the luxury of freedom. The funny thing about freedom is You do not know it exists until it has been taken away from you. And yet we are all born free, so. Did you know my mother was the first and most favored wife to our great warrior chief? Of course not. You live inside your dreams. Keep sleeping, eh?
Cecile rips the curtains from the bed canopy and piles them up with Valentine's clothes.
My mother was blessed with the gift. My father, who was wise and cunning in matters of trade, often sought counsel from my mother. He would never admit this, but many of our victories were because my mother advised him well. But when the French threatened to take the entire village, he did not listen to her. Instead, he bargained with them and betrayed her, convincing them that my mother was worth much more to them than 20 able men, and that I, her only daughter, would be even more valuable than she. He gave the man all of our possessions, all of our land, and my mother. I cursed my father as a selfish coward. But now I see. He sacrificed my mother and myself to save many lives that day. And he knew that my mother would pass her gifts to me, and that I would live to avenge every death at the hands of your people, and that my womb would give birth to a new day. It has all come to pass. That night at Bois Caïman, Bertrand and I drank from the same blood and prayed to our gods, and we made love. Bertrand filled me with life, and he said, the life inside of you now will never see captivity. He will be born free. It has all come to pass. Aïe! La révolution commence. Freedom,
or
or
death.
death.
Freedom or death.
Cecile sets fire to the pile and exits. The smoke awakens Valentine. She screams.
Mon Dieu! Help! Help!
Drums fade up. Valentine's body suddenly convulses and moves out of her control. She dances wildly, then screams. Blackout. End of excerpt. Thank you so much. Thank you to our cast. Feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like to give the cast a round of applause. Thank you so much. And I just want to introduce them. I forgot to introduce them at the top. So the role of Freda was played by Chantal Jean-Pierre, if you want to just take a Antonio Lyons played Macandal and Bookman and Bertrand. Thank you, Antonio. And Freda was played by Fedna Jacquet. And Valentine was played by Lily Ockwell. Wonderful. I want to thank our cast so much. They had no rehearsal, really. So thank you. And thank you all for joining us. I know we went a little bit over, so I'll just share one last passage before I say goodnight. And this is actually from Frederick Douglass, who a lot of people don't know. Frederick Douglass was the US Minister and General Counsel to Haiti from 1891 to 1893. And he spoke at the World's Fair in Chicago in 1893 and said this: I can speak of Haiti, not only words of admiration, but words of gratitude as well. Haiti has grandly served the cause of universal human liberty. We should not forget that the freedom that you and I enjoy today, that the freedom that 800,000 colored people enjoy in the British West Indies, the freedom that has come to the colored race the world over, is largely due to the brave stand taken by the Black sons of Haiti 90 years ago. When they struck for freedom, they builded better than they knew. Their swords were not drawn and could not be drawn simply for themselves alone. They were linked and interlinked with their race and striking for their freedom. They struck for the freedom of every Black man in the world. I love that. And that reminds me of what we're doing today, that what we're doing today is going to serve not just us in this country and not just Black people in this country, but everywhere the world over. So I just wanted to share that with you. And thank you so much for joining and for listening. And I wish you a wonderful week. Next week, per your request, I'm going to do a Father's Day special like we did for Mother's Day. So next Saturday, we'll do a little special Father's Day tribute for all the fathers. And have a wonderful week. Be safe, be strong, and thank you for joining us. Have a great night. Thank you, France-Luce.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo, bravo.